Why do white vegans think they have the right to tell us Indigenous people how to live our lives?
So I thought it'd be important to make this response to a racist I've seen on TikTok recently. This person is trying to sell the false idea that having compassion for animals is somehow a white person thing. And this is really racist because they're trying to imply that just because you might have an indigenous background, which I have, and because you're a person of color, which I clearly am, that you lack empathy for animals. But that's not true. You see, you can lie and say that just because you're indigenous, that means you automatically will support animal cruelty, but that's not true. And just because you're a person of color doesn't mean you lack empathy for animals. Just say that's you. Don't bring race into this. And you're also thinking that you're going to counter racism by being racist towards white people. And as someone who is a person of color and who lives in the South, I've experienced racism on multiple occasions, and I can tell you firsthand that being racist back to white people is not going to counter racism. It's just going to fuel more racism. So instead of taking things out of context in order to try and justify your animal abuse, why don't you try and make a real logical argument for why it's okay for someone who is indigenous but can clearly thrive without harming animals to harm animals? Why is that justified? If you think that's justified, you are truly sick in the head. Seek help immediately.